Godzilla? Nah. Gamera? Nah. Pacific Rim? Hell no. Me and my homies watching Kaiju No.8. Written by Naoya Matsumoto and animated by Production IG, Kaiju No.8 takes place in an alternate version of Japan that is constantly under attack by Godzilla-like monsters called Kaiju. I feel like we've seen this one before. Shut up! Anyways, in order to combat these beasts, the anti-Kaiju force was formed, and our man Kafka Hibino has always dreamed of joining them. Reality, however, hits this boy like a truck, and he realizes no matter how much effort he puts in, he's just not that guy. Years after flopping in the entrance exams, Kafka is now employed as a sweeper who cleans up the aftermath of Kaiju battles. This is like if I trained my whole life to be in the NBA and became one of the MF who wiped the sweat off the floor between plays. This boy really resigned himself to mediocrity and digging through Kaiju guts for that paper. You couldn't pay me $100K a year to do what he does. That shit probably smells worse than an anime convention. Fast forwarding through a chain of unfortunate events and an interaction with a new recruit who's reignited his desire to slay kaijus, Kafka is attacked by a parasitic kaiju in the hospital that forces its way down his mouth.
Hey, yo!
This gives him the ability to change into a kaiju on some Hulk type shit. Finally blessed with some power, Kafka is determined to smash his way into the defense force. Nicknamed Kaiju No.8, Kafka is one of the 8 strongest kaiju of all time.
Kaiju No.8. This kaiju, the latest to receive a code name from the Defense Force, remains at large.
Kaiju remains are collected after battles from janitors like Kafka and then used to make power suits that grant the user increased strength, speed, and durability. These suits can really turn you into Iron Man in this mug, but very few can even use above 30% of the suit's power. And once you get near 100%, you're talking about the GOATs. The best comparison I can give you to describe Kafka's character is Moomin Rider from One Punch Man. Just like Moomin, this guy exudes confidence and Giga Chad energy no matter the situation. Kafka could literally be facing a god, and he'll still be talking shit and start swinging at that man. Kafka's right-hand man and sort of apprentice, Leno, looks up to him and behaves in the exact same way as his master. These boys be taking turns with badass self-sacrificial moments. When Kaiju No.9 spins their block and they're completely unprepared, Leno comes out like Gandalf. You shall not pass! These are the main 2 boys you'll be seeing in the first season, but now let's get on to the girls. The first girl is Kikoru, and because I'm like 99% sure she's underage, yep, she's 17. Let's at least attempt to not sexualize her. Unlike a certain other community, anyways, Kikoru is the prodigy of Kaiju No.8. You know, your Shikamaru, your L, your Reinhard. She has unlimited potential. Pay attention to her growth while you watch this joint and look out for a few crash outs. Now on to my favorite character in the show, Mina. Honest to God, I'm just slobbering thinking about her. If I was in their verse, you bet I would be on some Hisoka timing. Her strength makes her so sexy, but just to be clear, we not on any Diddy shit here. Also, thank the lords that we get a prominent female character that is sexy and has realistic proportions. Like for real, let's shout out all the women that don't have massive honkers. Any size can be beautiful. Additionally, her personality actually enhances her character and attractiveness, which is a rarity with women in anime. Most mangaka just can't write women, so they just end up being objects who are either sex deviants, defenseless, or annoying AF. Mina is none of these. She's like a female Levi. You literally couldn't ask for more. Despite covering pretty serious topics like kaiju invasions, this anime is also able to insert plenty of comedic moments to offset the tension. Our main man Kafka tends to be the source of most of these moments with the careless use of his newfound powers, and it's always a blast to see Leno try to reel him in. He really just be vibing, and not much goes on inside his head besides simping over Mina and thinking about how he's gonna save more people. As a side note, a lot of Leno's charm comes from the way the author draws his reactions. I really hope Production IG does him justice. Just look at how cold this panel is when we first see Kafka in kaiju form, and then the contrast on the next page with their reactions. This shit gets me every time. The Kaiju No.8 is pretty different from the rest of the genre. I love Godzilla, and I glaze it all the time, but the characters just suck. Godzilla movies put no stock in their human characters, and you feel no sense of attachment. The entire human cast could literally die and I wouldn't even blink. Kaiju No. 8 is very much like Godzilla -1 in that it makes you really feel for its human characters, and it doesn't rely on huge monsters and ooh, so pretty fights to keep you entertained. Yes, the fights in Kaiju No. 8 are still peak, and it's fire to see huge monsters duking it out. But you know what's even more interesting? Do you? It's seeing how the losses against the kaiju build up in all our human characters and how they cope with their weaknesses and struggle to get stronger. Who would have thought that after being responsible for thousands of deaths, you'd be a little strained in the mental department? There's a lot of chapters in this manga that specifically focus on a single character's journey, and they'll do this for literally anyone. For example, there's this one character I really thought we'd never have a major focus on, but the author decided to show us his backstory, and it really paid off when he finally found his role in the Defense Force. Each character in the series has their own adversity they have to overcome, and they all have to earn their place. Not everyone can be Kaiju No. 8 and go out and activate sicko mode to destroy everything in the vicinity. This manga tells us that just because you aren't the top of the top doesn't mean you can't make a major difference. Think about a game like chess, okay? Pawns are the weakest piece, but in the right scenario, they can become a queen. Good things come to those who wait, and I've never seen a piece of not only kaiju media, but media in general that shows this as much as Kaiju No. 8. There is no insane power creep or bullshit power-ups. You're not gonna get born with some special power. And even for those who are prodigies, you're told to get off your lazy ass and train. If you slack off in this series, you end up dead. It doesn't matter who you are, there is no playing around. At this point, I think you have a pretty good idea of what to expect for this season. But what about the future? This bitch is not No Promised Neverland, I promise you that. Season 2 will be even better than Season 1, and Season 3 even better after that. I just got caught up to the manga myself, and it's getting really interesting, and I can't wait to see it animated. Also, everyone knows how big kaiju is in Japan, and how it's grown in America recently, with Legendary Pictures putting out new Godzilla stuff every few years. In fact, with Godzilla -1 being released earlier this year, and Godzilla and Kong the New Empire just having been released, the hype for kaiju worldwide is at an all-time high. So I'll glaze this shit even harder and guarantee it won't flop. As long as the animators don't pull a generational choke job, we should have a new long-running anime on our hands. Although, as a disclaimer, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Don't expect Season 2 and Season 3 for a while, since the manga has just broken past chapter 100, and it seems like the first season will cover around 40 chapters. When the first episode of Kaiju No. 8 comes out on April 13th, I hope you'll be watching it and can form your own opinion on the show. Everyone likes different things, but trust me, this one's a banger. You will not regret it. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. And for any manga readers out there, comment down below what you're looking forward to, keeping it spoiler free. I really put a lot of effort into this video, so I'm praying it does well. Until next time, bye.